Hi there, welcome to Deep Waters. Today's reading, we're going to look at your chakras. So we're going to ask for each pile which chakras want to send you a message, what they're trying to communicate to you, what is going on in your energetic body or in your physical body too. And we're going to dive deep into that. Let's see how many piles we're having today. Let's let the tarot decide. How many piles do we have? Oh, wow. Okay, this was going to be a lot. Let's see. How many piles do we have for today's reading? For the chakra reading. 1, 2. Any more piles? 3. Sorry, had to edit that part, so there was a problem with the previous video, but here are then the piles. Pile number 1, number 2, and number 3. See you in your reading. Hey pile 1, welcome to your reading. If you chose the High Priestess, then we're gonna dive deep into your reading. And the High Priestess is first and foremost a card that's immediately associated to the crown chakra. So I'm pretty much convinced that this chakra will show up. But in any case, we are using the pendulum today to get more information. So we're gonna let the pendulum let us know which chakras want to communicate with you today. So let's start from the top. So the crown chakra, it will take part. The third eye, not. The throat, also not. Heart chakra wants to say hi, yeah, took a bit, but it does. Solar plexus, not. Sacral, okay. And the root chakra. Okay, so we got the crown chakra, heart chakra, sacral, and root chakras. All right, so let's dive into it. It does seem to me that the crown chakra is somehow of big importance today. Maybe your intuition is trying to reach out to you, trying to give you more messages. I'm hearing that you probably had, or you're having a lot of dreams, or even significant dreams, or you're spending maybe a lot of time daydreaming. Maybe you're really wanting to change your life to bring your visions into fruition. But yeah, in any case, let's start precisely there. Let's start with the crown chakra. Let's see what the tarot has to say. We have 2 cards falling out already. I think those are the only ones. Let's look. So you got the 2 of Cups and the 4 of Pentacles for your crown chakra. I have to say, I am getting almost like a warning sign, or I think there is some fear related to committing to someone or some partnership of some kind. And it feels like the intuition here is like, be careful with your own financial security if you come into a partnership. Maybe you had a bad experience in the past and you're scared of this, but connected to the crown chakra, it does feel to me like your intuition is telling you maybe this needs to, to find an ending here. There's a situation that is where your boundaries are not being met or being respected. Or maybe you didn't really, define your boundaries, communicate them, and demanded that they get respected, that you get what you want and what you need. So yeah, I would be careful with that. I feel like taking more cards for the crown chakra. Let's see. bit more information for pile 1's crown chakra. Okay, apparently not from this deck. Oh, or maybe yes. In the end. Okay, so we got 4 cards from the Monology deck. Don't let pride get in your way. Look at the bigger picture. You are good enough, and nothing will come of this situation. Yeah, it seems to me like your intuition is trying to communicate to you that someone is acting with pride in this situation, and you're completely worth it, but maybe outside of the situation. Maybe there's a situation you really need to remove yourself from, is what I'm feeling. Because nothing will come out of it. And maybe it's hard for you to consider this at this point. However, you're being asked to look at the bigger picture. Maybe the full moon in Sagittarius is significant. We're not so far from Sagittarius season. Maybe you have placements in Sagittarius. Maybe you have moon in Sagittarius. Yeah. For some reason, the Sagittarius energy is really getting my attention right now. I think especially because of the arrow. I think the message I'm feeling for you right now is really to just, like the arrow, fly away from this situation. And it doesn't feel to me like it's a super big danger, but it's just simply, there's something that you don't belong here, you know? And that's the reason why you're saving yourself or your values. It's because this partnership or this association between you or whatever you're studying or doing or learning or working on, this is not really your essence. I'm gonna say it like that. Okay, I would love to go now to the heart chakra. The other chakras will give us definitely more information. I'm gonna keep the cards here for the crown chakra on the side. And now we go on for the heart chakra. Have 1 card coming already. Any other cards for the crown, for the heart chakra? Not the crown. We have another one. Okay, apparently it's 2 at a time today. So for your heart chakra, interesting how she's holding the pentacle again near her heart. I need to go back to the crown chakra ones because it's very interesting how in this deck the pentacles are being held so close to the body. So it's really something that you cherish, that you value, that you want to protect. And interestingly enough, they're looking both to the right side. So there's a new perspective here. There is the wish for a new perspective. Also with the 2 of Wands, there's this contemplation. There's this looking at other possibilities, at other, simply at other ways of living and other perspectives. It might be that you get to travel. Also, we had Sagittarius energy before. Maybe you look at some long distance travel or even short distance travel. But in any case, it does feel to me like you're trying to broaden your horizons, and your heart is asking you to find space, whether it is geographically or it is inside of you, so in a more figuratively way. But you're being asked to find space for what your heart wants. Yeah. Let's ask the Moonology cards again. Whoa, okay. Those were 4 cards on the first on the first attempt. Crazy. Okay, so have faith in your dreams. Beautiful. You and your loved ones are safe. That's funny because I was getting the feeling that because of how she's holding the pentacle so near her body, that maybe there's a child or someone in your family you want to protect from this particular situation that you're going through. Balance spirituality and practicality, and communication is key. You need to communicate what you want and what you need. This is the message coming from your heart chakra. So your emotions, your needs need to be communicated. Okay? If you don't communicate them, you probably won't have these needs met or even respected or recognized. Okay? You have to make sure that you're taking care of yourself in that way, right? Others might help you reaching that. Others might not even care about that, right? But if you don't communicate what is there, other people can't know, right? Or, I mean, they can try to guess, but if you never really communicate seriously to them, you might not get it, right? Because they will also not understand. Yeah, it seems to me that spirituality and practicality here, there you might be on one of the edges of this spectrum, let's say. So maybe you're too practical or maybe you're too spiritual and you're being asked to bring both together. Like, it's okay to trust. I think to be spiritual is very often to trust in something bigger or in a bigger sense, in a bigger plan. And you're really being asked to balance these energies here. But of course, you need to be practical and put things into action and make things happen. 11/11 is I'm saying that. So you need to invest practically with time, with organization, with intention. But if you keep this feeling of spirituality behind you, you know, or backing you up, things get easier, right? But again, just with spirituality, no practicality, with no acting, you don't get far, right? And have faith in your dreams. I mean, that's simply beautiful, right? I think your heart is really pumping and wishing for living this dream you have. And you don't need to worry, like, you and your loved ones are safe. You are safe. I feel like repeating this one. You are safe. And you have a very important role in making sure that you are safe. And I don't mean this in a way that, you know, to make you nervous or anything. But just in a sense of, you don't need to be super scared. Spirituality's got you, of course, but you have got yourself. You've got yourself. You can remind yourself, I have whatever you believe in, you know, whether it's God, the universe, spirit guides, whatever helps you, nature, that's your thing, you know. But the fact that you can sit down and exhale and let go and relax, knowing that you are not alone in this, that you are in a way being taken care of. And that gives you space then to act here on what you really want. Because they also know what you really want, right? It's your team, they're here to back you up. That's a beautiful message from your heart chakra. Okay, let's advance. Let's go to, let me just put it here in the side. Let's go to your sacral chakra. Let's see which cards come out to your sacral chakra. We have the Fool. Nice. And any, oh, okay, we got some more cards for you for this chakra. Seems like your wishes really want to be heard. Okay. All right. So, okay. Your sacral chakra is a bit protective, let's say like that. The energy is not flowing so easily in this chakra. However, the wish is really to free yourself. This is your desire, to free yourself from this feelings here of I'm being attacked, or I need to protect myself, or I'm stuck. You're being asked to let go of these strings. I feel like your mind is holding your sacral back. So all that is your desires, your creativity is being held back by fears and by your mind, and also probably by what other people think, or maybe what you think other people think of you, right? Funnily enough, here we have actually kind of the solar plexus lighting up here. Not so far from the sacral. But yeah, maybe it's also important that you express your essence and your will, right? With the sacral, it can also be related to your sexuality, so maybe that's also an access that you can explore, right? To reach your expressivity and your creativity. Because it's really to create, right? To be creative is to bring something in the world, whether that, of course, that's why it's connected to sexuality, because of creating human beings, right? Babies. But that's also where your projects come from, and that's your life force is gathered a lot in this area of the body, right? With these two chakras mainly. So this is where it gets activated, and this is the main desire. This is the core energy that is there. You want to take a leap of faith. You want to take the leap and start something and believe in that. But your mind is really ruling here, and you're maybe you're even, when you try to meditate, maybe you even feel like maybe that you can't really access it. You can't access this energy so deeply or so intensely. Maybe you feel like there's a wall between you and these energies. Yeah, let's see what the other deck tells us about this. Well, moving slowly today. Also, when I'm getting cards, like how the deck is reacting is sometimes a bit stuck, and then all of a sudden half of the deck falls. Why not? I think this is the only card we're getting from the Moonology deck. Nothing is yet set in stone. Interesting. I think that's very interesting because it does feel like it, right? It does feel like that to you. I have the feeling that you feel like everything's stuck, even though you want to go forward, but there's something holding you back. There's this wall, there's your mind, there's the fears, there's the thoughts, that's the opinions of other people, and it just seems like so much, and it's kind of heavy. But everything is mutable, everything has the potential to change here. Especially if you follow your intuition, if you protect yourself where you need to protect yourself, and if you express what needs to be expressed in your heart, right? As we were looking at before, at your crown chakra and your heart chakra. Last but really not least, let's check your root chakra, a very, very important chakra. I'm curious what will come out now. So what's the message for pile number one's? From pile number one's root chakra, we have one card, the Emperor. Let's see, do you have any other cards from the tarot? Oh, nice. We have the Lovers, even though they turned around. Okay, very nice. And of course, the root chakra color is red, the color red. So this is really your foundation. This is your stability, your security, and also your survival energy. I can't help but mention the word passion also, because this is so present here with all this red. But the Emperor is really the card to come out here. It's the structure, the safety. So your sacral is needing your sacral. Oh, interesting. I meant your root now, but I think your sacral is actually interfering with your root chakra because of this passion, this desire. Maybe you find that through something that you really like, something that gives you this life force, this life energy that makes you excited about something, or you really have a partner, or several, I'm not judging. But yeah, with the Emperor, it's also like you need passion with maybe a bit of structure. So you need to feel safe in order to feel the passion. So how do you create safety for yourself? Maybe you need a routine. Maybe you need to take care of your financial situation. You need for sure to look at your needs and see if they're being met, right? That's the first thing you can do for making yourself feel safe, is to make sure that you know what is missing and what you need. So that's very personal. But let's see what information we can get for you, Pile 1. So Pile 1's root chakra. Which cards do we get for you? Pile 1's root chakra. Okay. Oh, we have the new moon in Aquarius and winning moon. Okay, these are the two cards. They don't want, no, nothing else wants to come out. Bring love into the situation. Interesting. Yeah, maybe there's really, love interest or some type of partnership, relationship that you have that can bring you love, make you feel safe and loved. And what do you need to release? This is interesting. I feel like it does the connection, it's a full circle moment, to the beginning of the reading with the crown chakra. Because you had this feeling of, yeah, there's a partnership, but you're not feeling fully safe there. So you need love in this situation. You need to get to the foundation of this partnership. Like, why are you together, or why are you connected to this particular field or studies or job or person? You need to go back to the core. You need to go back to the base, to the beginning. Why did this start? And bring love into it, because most likely than not, what started the situation was actually love or passion or a genuine will to start something nice. And what do you need to release? Like, maybe you got into a bit of people pleasing, or maybe things actually developed in a way that you were not expecting or wanting. And that needs to be released. Like, it's okay. Things sometimes don't go as we expect, right? But your sacral is... I'm going back to sacral. Well, maybe your sacral is really strong, or really needing this help that we discussed before, but your root chakra needs to release something in order to feel safe. You'll probably resonate and know what it is about. But yeah, I feel like taking some final messages for you, part 1. So let's take from the Oracle Book of Spells any messages for group number 1 and for their work with their chakras. What do group number 1's chakras want to tell group 1? What? And we have a flying one. Dreams! Oh my god, it was precisely what we were talking about at the beginning. Crazy that you were having a lot of dreams or daydreams. Nice confirmation. So, dreams. Dreams are an expression of collective experiences combined with messages from the spirit world. Yeah. I would say, yeah, listen to your dreams, listen to your intuitions, to your daydreams also, because you're getting help from your spiritual team, and that might help make things clearer and might help you. I think, especially, my feeling is my feeling is that you might get help with your fears. I think this is what is maybe throwing you back a bit. Oh, we got 4 cards. Nice. So you got Speak Your Mind, again, as we had before with the Moonology card. Communicate, right? Speak your mind. Speak your mind. Let your mind also come out of there. Give love, or bring love into the situation that we had before. Gratitude and thanks. Beautiful. That will help you with your fears, right? When you feel grateful, then you'll feel way more grounded. You will not be so scared. And you'll connect and give in to passion. Nice, beautiful messages for you, pile 1. Yeah, if you have the possibility, if you have the time and the will, I would really recommend that you do a meditation, and really with your hands that you accompany, and you take some minutes to spend time with each one of your chakras. Okay, so one hand over each part of the body, so like in your head, here, especially to your crown chakra, your heart chakra, sacral and root chakras, the ones that came out in the reading today, because they're apparently the ones who need the most support right now, and the ones who are working more right now for your well-being and for you to advance and develop your life and your dreams, to go towards your dreams. Thank you so much for being in this reading. I hope you enjoyed it and that it resonated. Please like, subscribe, comment, or give me suggestions if you like. That would be a huge support for me. If you haven't already dropped by my website, I have all of these wonderful therapies there and more services to help you with your own healing journey. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next video. Hope you have a nice time until then. Bye! Thanks for watching. Hey there, pal 2. Welcome to your reading. So today we're gonna dive deep and ask your chakras what messages they have for you at the moment. For that, we're gonna use the pendulum. And yeah, let's see which chakras will want to tell you a message today. So not the crown chakra, but your third eye chakra wants to come and say something. And also your throat chakra, your heart chakra, also not the solar plexus, also not the sacral, and also not the root chakra. Okay, so we have third eye and throat chakras. Nice. Okay, so let's start by getting some cards. For the first chakra, we got for the third eye chakra. First card we have is Temperance. Any other cards for pile 2's? From pile 2's third eye chakra. Oh, this card seems to want. Yeah. All right. And those are the 2 cards we have for you. Let's look. And you got the King of Cups. Interesting. Okay, I do want to start first with the King of Pentacles. That was the first card you got to choose your pile. So even though we didn't get any of the chakras that are mostly related to actually to safety and to stability, the King of Pentacles is basically the king of stability. So this is probably an important topic for you. but it's also maybe just the fact that you're trying to build your stability, or actually I do have the feeling that you are quite stable at the moment. I'm gonna say it like that. Yeah, when it comes to your future, because when we're talking about the third eye chakra, there is, the third eye is this eye that sees beyond, and it of course means beyond a lot of things, but also beyond time, and it is your vision, right? So it is also your intuition, your inner wisdom, your insight. So this is a message coming from your intuition, from your sight, from your ability to see. Your third eye chakra is asking for balance. There's two things you want to try to balance, and then your emotions and your intuition are coming here together very strong. So maybe there is something that you right now are doing that is actually connected to what you want and what you like, but that then, for some reason, is not super well balanced with the other aspects of your life. And it does seem to me that you are actually connected to your emotions. Maybe you're doing some therapy right now, but your intuition wants you to listen and wants you to find balance. Let's see if we get more information from the Moonology deck. I have a card. Any other cards for pile number 2 about their third eye chakra? Doesn't seem so. Okay, so we got prosperity lies ahead. Nice. Okay, interesting. I keep having this feeling of like, I think that your life is actually okay in terms of financial matters or material matters. That this stability, like this down to earth stability, is actually there. Like everything is fine. But then I think it's probably the emotional side, or like maybe you even feel also stable emotionally, but you still feel like something is missing. This is the feeling that I'm getting. Even though prosperity lies ahead, and I still think that prosperity is somehow here already. I feel like we have to go to the throat chakra to really see what comes out. I'm pretty sure this will connect now here. So, with the throat chakra for pile number 2. Okay, I think we got just 2 cards. Interesting. Very interesting. You know what? The feeling I'm getting is that I just have a feeling of your inner child feels like you did everything you were supposed to, you were meant to, and it still feels like it's not enough. This is even a bit emotional to me. It feels like no matter what you try, it's not good enough, or it's not enough for someone. This might be for you, it might be for a parent, it might be, for society or whatever. Maybe you're doing something that's not, the most mainstream job or the most normal path in life. And that's fully all right. It's just, or maybe you also feel like what you have is still not enough. Yeah, but I see you disappointed. I see you really... And this has to do with your communication. So someone or something made you feel like you're not... Like your voice doesn't matter as much, or that your voice is not really heard. Like your words are not valued. Like what you achieve is not valued. Okay. We got quite a lot of cards for you. We have 6 cards. 7 cards. All right, then let's look. I think we need to talk about this for sure. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries. Nothing is yet set in stone. Mutable moon. Hold your vision. Fixed moon. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. A personal issue reaches resolution. A fiery climax approaches. And the end of a tough cycle approaches. Okay, interesting that approaches comes twice. So you have the energies of Aries twice. Maybe you have some strong Aries placements in your chart, in your astrological chart. And then with Hold Your Vision, Fixed Moon, maybe fixed signs are also relevant. Scorpio, Cancer, Aries, Capricorn are the energies here. Okay, so it does seem like change is coming. Maybe you have a tendency to communicate a lot of negative thoughts, or simply you communicate a lot of negative things to yourself also, I have the feeling. But, tricky energy. It seems to me like you're in the end of a phase in your life. And this is probably getting you the feeling of having a lump in your throat. Like you can't really speak, or there's something hard to tell to someone. And that, maybe there's an outcome that you're fearing, and that makes it hard for you to communicate your truth. But it is not set in stone, and it's really... sometimes hard truths need to be said. And sometimes hard truths need to be heard also. So, I'm not gonna lie, with the fiery climax approaches, I do feel like there might be some conflict. It might be just verbal, or it might just be a conflict of interests, or, in even written conversation, emails, whatever it might be, cards, I don't know, letters. But there is a potential conflict here. And this is probably something that you are not happy about. But it does come across as, what you think is probably going to happen. It's not set in stone. So you have a word in this. You can change this. And it's time to take action. You need to take action so that your vision can also come to fruition, can also happen. But you need to stop... I just placed everything. You need to stop this constant negativity towards yourself. And with this... because maybe you're doubting yourself, maybe you're saying, yeah, but I don't know, maybe this is wrong, or maybe I don't deserve this, or maybe they're right. Which isn't, it's good to think and to consider different perspectives and to see if we're right or wrong. However, it does seem to me like it's also more about some boundary or some respect. And sometimes to go into conflict is very important and necessary. So your side, your vision is worth being held too. You need to hold space for it too. And with this, a personal issue will reach resolution. and the end of the tough cycle will come. So you're really, what your throat chakra is asking for here is really for you to hold the pentacle, to hold the material responsibilities, like the physical responsibility of it, which is this usually translates to me as responsibility and really taking on something, like holding what is heavy and carrying it, being responsible, being really committed to something. So your truth is really asking you to commit to your truth. Say your truth. Communicate what you need. And go into conflict if that's what is necessary. Okay, dear pile 2s. Not the easiest message, but it's definitely for your highest good. I do want to take some final messages for you. I love these cards. So you got euphoria and manifestation. So euphoria is a cosmic connection to the magic within and around you. And manifestation, turn desires into reality by activating the power of manifestation. Nice. So it seems to me you're really being asked to speak your truth into reality. Okay, with manifestation, to really, once you assume what your truth is for yourself, once you assume what you want, what you need, once you speak it out into the world, then it has a chance of really showing up. And euphoria, well, maybe you need to have a bit of fun, maybe you need to, also related to your third eye, to envision, to meditate and envision more euphoric realities, more euphoric dreams, more euphoric goals. You're allowed to dream and want more. And your wildest dreams might seem like a hard thing to bring into reality, but that doesn't have to be impossible. Yeah. Let's bring some last advice or messages for you. Okay. We got quite some cards. The first one we got was cleansing body and spirit. Maybe you're needing a break, a nice bath, maybe with some nice salts or herbs. If you get the time, some music or reading or just enjoying the moment, just being present. No devices, no books, no other external informations, just you and yourself, your body and your spirit. Air magic, yes, please. So we were talking about the throat chakra, and air is connected to speaking, right? We communicate through the air. So air is communication, it's also thoughts. It's also what connects us to each other, right? So there's air between us. Air magic. Use the magic you have through the air, with your air. Use your air to make what you want and what you need happen. We also had, we had before in the throat chakra, all of these thoughts, right? So maybe allow your thoughts to be freed through your throat, to communicate them. Maybe talk to yourself, maybe record yourself an audio and let them go like that. Maybe it's a good magic for you. Plant the seeds nice. Maybe you actually do quite literally get to plant something. Maybe you're into having your own garden, or you get to help someone, like a friend or something, with a garden. Connecting with the earth, I feel like in general would be very healing to you. We have prayers and wishes. Yes. Use your third eye to dream, to pray in whichever way, also with your throat chakra, right? To use words to wish, to pray, to ask for something, to really, speak things into existence, like with manifestation. And last but not least, these very two nice cards that we also got for group number 1. Give in to passion and gratitude and thanks. So don't forget the origin of everything, why you're doing things, because of your passions. And be grateful, be thankful. And I'm pretty sure the situation also with this conflict that you probably have to go through. Don't be scared. Be grateful, and it will be helpful for you. You will have the opportunities and the chances. Stay grounded, connect to the earth. Also, you got the King of Pentacles. Even though these two chakras are mostly related to air and water, you got earth here. Yeah, my dear pile number 2s, thank you so much for watching. I hope it resonated and you had fun watching. Thank you so much for being here, for watching. If you would like, I would love to have your support, whether it's a like, a comment, or subscribing. I do have my personal website where you'll find this therapy and other wonderful services to help you with your own personal healing journey. And I hope to see you in another video. Bye. Have a nice time. Hi there, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading. So today we're talking about your chakras and getting messages from specific chakras to see what they have to tell you. So we're going to start by using the pendulum to know which chakras want to tell you a message today. So not the crown chakra, not the third eye, not the throat, not the heart, not the solar plexus, the sacral, which I was already waiting for, and the root chakra. Cool. Then here we go. So the Lovers is a card very associated to the sacral chakra because of sensuality, sexuality, creativity. So this is probably a topic that is active in your life right now. So let's see. We already have one card. Let's see which messages your sacral chakra is wanting to communicate to you today. Okay, we got 4 cards. So we have the 4 of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, the 7 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. Okay, that is a lot of fire and earth energy. So I think your sacral is wanting to balance passion with stability. It's actually the topics of these 2 chakras. Yeah, so the 4 of Wands, there is something to celebrate here, pile number 3. That's amazing. But the Knight of Pentacles, it does seem like you're in a journey for some time and you're wanting to keep going in it. A journey of commitment, of practicality, maybe of creating your financial stability or your financial goals, or simply your material security. And then with the 7 of Pentacles, there's even more things that you've planted before, they're growing now. You start to getting some results of all this passion that you applied. And with the Knight of Wands, it's, the same energy. So passion moving quickly, actually. So your passion is taking you places. This is a very positive message, my pile number 3s. This is very nice. Maybe you feel like expressing your passion in very specific ways. Maybe you get artistically creative, maybe you get, a bit more sensually creative, or you feel like you need to share that with a partner, or you you have fun also in very different ways. Maybe you like dancing, maybe you like partying. Music is also showing up, or maybe some other type of performative art or visual art. There's a lot of colors here. But in general, it feels like a very nice, colorful energy. Pile number 3, that's very nice. Let's see which other messages we get from your sacral chakra. But so far, so good. Like a lot of energy, a lot of fire, a lot of passion, desire, creativity, energy, and a lot of cards. Oh my god. Okay. So we got 4 cards. Again, maybe the number 4 is significant for you, important in some way. All right. So we got, you're very close to achieving your goal. Oh my god. This is exciting. Step out of your comfort zone. A new start is coming. And what do you need to release? Interesting. It really does feel like there's these 2 polarities, right? Like everything is going super nicely, and your chakras are telling you like, you're doing great. We just need to release this and that. So it's very focused. This energy is very focused. Both the creative one is very frontal, very, woohoo, here we go. You're really creating, you're invested, you're powerful, and you're very close to achieving your goal. I mean, great, right? And step out of your comfort zone. Maybe it's this time of like you feel you're so close, but maybe you're still a bit conservative. I saw 4 when we were talking about that. 4, and we have 4 cards, and before 4 cards too. But again, yeah, if you step out of your comfort zone and you release something, maybe you have some kind of fear, or maybe there's like a taboo topic, or maybe even something that's kind of cliche that is expected of you or something. And if you release that and you step out of your comfort zone and maybe do something in a different way than other people have been doing it, or like this thing that has been nagging you in your head. Also, I'm talking so fast. I feel like this is your energy, maybe mentally. This thing that has been nagging you, and you're thinking like, but why don't I do this like this? And you're like, never mind. Maybe I just do this like this, and then it's better, and there's no problems. Then I know it will be accepted, and people will be fine with it. But then there's the other part of you being like, but this would be nicer. This would be so cool. Why don't I try something a bit new? And it's just a new start. So maybe you're even creating something completely new in your field by just stepping out of your comfort zone and releasing this, I feel like saying old ideals or ideas, ideologies, all of that. Let's see what your root chakra brings to the mix. Okay, so messages from group number 3's root chakra. Okay, whoop. This one turned around. Okay, all right. Oi. Okay. Let's see. Any other cards? The Emperor. Okay, we got quite some cards here. Not such a nice energy as you. Oh, okay. A lot of mixed energies. Let's see. Let's interpret them carefully. So we got the Emperor first here. I feel like placing it here. Okay, the good news is we have the Sun in the end. So I feel like your stability has been put into question and also hurt. And even destroyed. I have the feeling. Like, maybe this is like a story, a tiny story of your life, or maybe what has brought you to this point. But in any case, what your sacral chakra wants to tell you, wants to communicate to you, is that there was this indecision. Maybe you had to do a lot of choices. Maybe you did a choice that brought you heartbreak, or was actually not what you were wanting for, hoping for, or simply didn't go well. And then maybe you reached an approach of being super disciplined, and decisive and very controlled, very structured. Maybe you figured all of your routines and you were like, I'm not gonna let this happen again. I'm gonna get what I want by being super disciplined. And here you are, as the king, so as the highest person in control of your desires and your passion. It seems to me like you got super disciplined, into discipline. And then something triggered what this heartbreak did to you, and you came back to the same energy, and it just fell apart, this whole discipline thing. Or maybe just, I feel like it's the negative side of the discipline, you know, maybe you were getting a bit too military with yourself, like it was a bit too harsh, and then it felt like a huge release and a huge freedom. This is a feeling that I'm getting. So you probably learned through this process that in order to get safety, that you don't need to be almost a dictator to yourself or others, or that others maybe did that to you, right? So I feel like you freed yourself from something, and right now that's also why your sacred felt so open and so expressed, which is great. That's really great. But again, your root chakra is still asking something from you here. What other messages? I think maybe those were the only two cards. Which is cute, because before we had 4 plus 4, and now we had 6 plus 2. So we always reached 8, so maybe the number 4, 8 are significant to you. Okay, interesting. So we were talking about being very disciplined and having a plan and so on, and then we get your dreams need a practical plan, and the answers you need are coming. So I feel like this practical plan is maybe just that maybe you got a bit too lost in this, maybe you had lists, or you had like a very strict way of thinking about your dreams. And, maybe it just needs to be more practical, as in, I have this step, that step, but I can also rest in between. Let's not forget the energy of Taurus. It's also the enjoyment, the resting, the recharging, it's a very Venusian. So think of Venus themes, such as the arts, the money, the enjoyment, the fun, right? The pleasure. So don't take the pleasure out of your plans. Make your plans practical. So practical also means doable, and something that is sustainable in the long term. So something that you can keep doing. That's a practical plan, because it works. It really works, and it respects all of you, all that you are as a person. And the answers you need are coming. So maybe you're actually literally waiting for answers, and that's probably making your root feel a bit shaky. But the answers are coming, whether it's from you or from the outside. Okay, so the answers you need are coming. Very interesting energy here, pile number 3. Let's take some final messages for you and put the chakras in place. Okay, so for the last messages, let's see what we have for you. Whoop. There we go. Any other messages from this deck? I feel like not. What did we get for you? We got sanctuary. Interesting. With a calm, focused mind and enjoyment of each moment, you create your very own sanctuary. Nice. I'm very happy to read that, because it's precisely what we were talking about here, right? So you have dreams, so you're focused, but you need to rest, so you need to be calm and have a focused mind. and enjoy each moment. So like you also need to rest and have fun, and this is also your sacral coming and saying, hey, let's enjoy, let's let the fire burn. Right? Let's let the creative energy and the fun energy just be free, right? And again, remember that your body and your mind, there should be, and they are, a sanctuary, right? So treat yourself as such, as something sacred. We have more cards. Any other cards? Yes. Woo. Oh my god, we got so many. Okay, if this is 8 again, I'm gonna laugh. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my god, you can't make this up. Crazy. So the first card we had was ground and center. Again, Taurus energy, ground. Take some earth connection moments, please. And center yourself, calm and focused mind. Enjoyment of each moment. This is really about presence, I feel like. Be present. Affirmation for growth. Yes, yes, yes. You are already doing that. So there's a lot of growth coming. This is another confirmation. You have planted seeds. They are growing. Things are coming. You've worked for it. Water magic. Maybe go to a lake or to the ocean or to a river. Connect a bit. Connect with this flow. And let some things go, you know, stay with this river, with this... I like rivers because they have this... Sometimes they're so strong, but sometimes they're also so calm. And this flow is so beautiful because it just doesn't stop. And it reminds you that things... You can let go of things and things will keep on moving. And that's okay. And also, at the same time, it's so calming because things will change if they need to change. Follow your dreams. I hope you really do. Like, it really does look and sound like that so far. Connect with Gaia. Another grounding card. Maybe go barefoot on the earth. There's nothing more soothing than this if you need that. Meditation for clarity. Again, we got here before. Calm, focused mind. Maybe you need some meditation. Maybe while you connect to the earth and to the water. Speak your mind, speak your truth. Don't let your throat chakra get closed. Let your desires, you know, travel up your spine and come out of your mouth. And last but not least, meditation for peace and serenity. So maybe you have a tendency to be a bit nervous or something, but try to connect, as I'm seeing, mostly with water and earth. Maybe you lack a bit of these elements in your astrological chart, and this would be very helpful to you, I have the feeling. Yeah, my pile number 3s, thank you so much for watching. I think these are all the messages I had for you. I hope it resonated and you had a nice time. If you feel like, please comment, like, and subscribe. That would be of huge help to me. I do have my personal website where you'll find these services and other therapies to support you in your own healing journey. And yeah, if you have any suggestions or you would just like to write me, I would be very happy if you do. And yeah, I hope to see you in another reading. Thank you so much for watching and bye. Have a nice time.